and pull your wallet out. But this time, take your torso and sit up, but keep your hip off the chair. Perfect. Perfect. Let's do the other side. So lean over like you're going to get your wallet, but sit up straight and keep your hip off. Okay, now we're going to rock it back and forth. So we're going to lift our left hip up and lift our right hip up. And watch your upper body. Watch that you don't, because this is just rocking from one hip to the next. What we're trying to do is stay in place and lift the pelvis up. Good. See, I can see. You're doing it. Okay, just 3 more repetitions on each side, and we're going to do our little circles before we leave. Because I promise you, if you just do this in the car, not while you're driving. It's going to be a little dangerous while you're driving. Maybe at a stoplight. On long trips, this will be really helpful. Okay, so let's do our full circles. We'll start by tucking our tailbone underneath. We'll lift our right sits bone off the chair. We'll arch your tailbone back. We'll lift our left sits bone off the chair, and we'll tuck back underneath. Lift the right, arch, lift the left, and tuck. Right, arch, left, tuck. And let's do 3 repetitions without stopping, just like that. Go through. If you lose it, just go back to those 4 points. Tuck, right, arch, left. And then switch the opposite direction. So tuck, lift the left side, arch, lift the right side, tuck back forward. Left side, arch, right side, tuck forward. Left side, arch, right side, tuck forward. Okay, come back to center. So those are the major trouble areas. There are also every joint in your body. Do I have a few more minutes? Okay. Those are the major trouble areas. Your neck, your mid-back, and your lower back, and your shoulders. Those are the major areas. Since I have a few more minutes, I want to give you a few extras. Your knees and your elbows and your wrists, if I can. So we did our hitchhikers, right? In those circles. So imagine that as you turn it all the way out, you go to full extension, turn your thumb over, back towards your nose. If you're about to lift anything of substantial weight, if you begin with this exercise, this one exercise, it'll take care of most of the pain that you feel on the inside of your elbow. The opposite exercise will help open up if you go the opposite direction. So take your thumb away, turn it all the way over, and come back towards your nose. That'll help open up the outside of your elbow. Golfer's elbow, tennis elbow. Do this range of motion and it'll help you compensate for it. But just watch that. When you're doing it, if you look at your arm, there might be a disconnect if your wrist is moving. If your shoulder's moving, look down at what you're doing. There's a disconnect between your brain and the movement. Try and isolate the range of motion so that you can get lubrication to that joint. Okay, shake that out for a second. Wrists. Grab a hold of a chopper this time. Not the motorcycle, not the mini bike. Up onto a chopper. Take your wrist up toward the ceiling and pull your knuckles back towards your forearm. If you feel cramping or burning into your forearms, you're about where you should be. So make your fists as tightly as possible and then pull your knuckles back. Lift your wrists up toward the ceiling. Then exhale through the mouth and drive your palms forward. Push your palms out and bring your knuckles back in a circle towards your forearm. Really important for opening up your wrist and avoiding some of that pain that comes from carpal tunnel. Inhale back up. Exhale and push forward. Last one. Inhale back up. Exhale and push forward and shake that out. Now comes the difficult one. We lose this range of motion on our wrist, the lateral deviation. That, on either side, is where we tend to have wrist pain. These little crunchy impingements right in the side. So what I want you to do is imagine that you're holding onto a ratchet and try and open up a stiff bolt. And when you do, look down at your wrist. Move your wrist, not your fist. So if you're moving just your fist, it's a lot smaller range of motion and a lot less tissue involved than holding in one place and moving back and forth just at the wrist. If you can't feel it yet, some of you are moving the elbow. Right? You're moving your elbow out of the way because of a disconnect in your wrist. Some of you are in just the fist. So imagine grabbing a hold of your finger and moving your wrist back and forth. Not like the old pull my finger trick. No. Just move the wrist. Somebody count it. Okay, shake that out for a second. Let's try and do circles really quick with our wrists. So inhale up, move to the outside, exhale down, move to the inside. Good job. Inhale up, outside, down, inside, up, outside, down. You lost? Inside. Okay. I can't grab a hold of this mic. But if you imagine holding the chair in front of you, holding the back of the chair, as you turn your wrists up, move both to the outside, turn your wrists down, then move them both to the inside. Let's do it again. Up, outside, down, inside. Good job. Now, just without the chair, slowly work on those circles, both directions.